I know Juan Soto was not happy that he didn't make the All-Star.
Right, and some
He
Phillies
was
guys.
crying. He was crying.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think.
Did you hear what he said?
Who?
Juan Soto.
No, what did he say?
He said, yeah. He goes, I really would like to be a part of that. I think I left a lot of money on the table there.
The Red Sox in our division are probably going to start making a little bit more of a comeback there. They got some guys healthy again.
They do,
which is kind of scary.
I think the Yankees will run away with it, at least win by 5 games, if they get Eugenio Suarez.
Eugenio?
Him.
Same guy.
Sorry, Eugenio. What is his name?
Eugenio.
Sorry, Eugenio. Do you really think that you can predict and forecast a player for the major leagues at 16, 17, and 18?
I do.
Welcome back to All Things Baseball Podcast. We're your hosts, John and Johnny. Mm-hmm. And usually I let you say your name.
You cut me off.
I cut you right off. But we're going to talk about what?
Well, we just had some pretty big events circulating the Major League Baseball world. We had the Major League Draft.
Right.
The Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game.
Yeah. And then they introduced some new things to the All-Star Game, right? So if you were watching, you got to see the automated balls and strikes in the first time in the major leagues.
Yeah.
And then you got to see a tie game end with a kind of a swing off.
It was something, I think it was new, right? They'd never done it before.
They had a tie before, but the All-Star Game ended in a tie because the All-Star Game at the time didn't mean anything.
Ooh.
Yeah, it didn't mean anything. Now it means like the winner of the All-Star Game is the home advantage for the World Series.
Right, yeah.
So it is important to not end in a tie.
No.
Whereas in the past it didn't have that effect.
So yeah, how did they break that down? Like, how did that work?
In terms of
just how they organized it, like it was 6-6. That's where they
Well, before the game, apparently the managers. This is a controversy because the managers had picked the 3 guys that they wanted in the swing off. You know, where they pick 3 guys, each get 3 swings, and they alternate. Right. Mm-hmm. So we saw it, and it was interesting. But I don't know how they came up with the guys. There was a lot of joking around that like Shohei Ohtani and Judge were already showered and on their Lear jets back to their homes.
I believe it. Yeah.
So they couldn't come back out and dress and do the thing.
Yeah.
But you would think with such an important, a result. The winner is going to be the host of the World Series. You get 4, in a best of 7, you would get 4 home games, in a best of 7. So that means something. But they came up with this thing where before the game, they picked, I don't know if they were starters. First, I thought, well, they had to be players that were in the starting lineup at the end of the game. But that wasn't the case. Mm-hmm. The National League obviously had the biggest advantage.
Yeah. Well, they had Kyle Schwarber, who went off. He went 3 for 3 with his home runs.
Yeah. And tell everybody what you predicted.
Well, it was. I think they all had the advantage. I think there were a couple home runs above the NL for the first couple guys.
Right.
And then, the first guys, and then Kyle Schwarber was the second guy up, and he took the lead for the NL. And I called that he was going to go 3 for 3. And then we had for the AL coming up was Jonathan Aranda. I didn't know about that move. I wasn't quite sure about it just because Aranda only had 11 home runs.
You're so nice. Like I'm sitting there going, somebody had money on the game. Like who would pick Aranda?
He had 11 home runs in the season, which wasn't a lot.
Did he get a ball out of the infield? I mean,
he hit the top of the wall. Yeah.
I know. I'm just kidding, but I mean, he went 0 for 3, and they obviously didn't give a chance. And they had who did they have on the bench, Johnny? Johnny Bench. Who do they have on the bench?
Nice. Cal Raleigh.
Raleigh
won the home run derby and is the home run leader right now.
Exactly. Aaron Judge.
Judge for sure.
Who was already on his plane back home.
Yeah, he's
probably.
Flying off.
Who else? Who else could they have taken?
Brent Rooker started it off.
He did well.
He did well. He was like 2 for 3.
He did well. Is there anybody else?
Junior Caminero. He was the runner-up for the
right. So the point is they came up, and this is my dislike of Aaron Boone as a manager. I'm sure it was his choice, right? I mean, he's responsible for managing the game, the team to win the game, so the American League would have the home advantage.
Yeah.
So it gets lost in the shuffle. Everybody thinks, oh, the All Star game doesn't mean anything. Well, whoever the two teams are in the World Series at the end of the year, it will mean something to them.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting that I like the format. I
I
thought it was
liked it a
fun.
lot. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah. I thought three swings, alternating, stuff like that, um, was definitely pretty cool. And I don't know who came up with it, but kudos.
Yeah,
You
no, it
know.
was super fun. You know, great way to cap off the all. I mean, it was a really great comeback for the All Star team. The AL All Star team. They were down 5-0,
Yeah.
6-0 going into like the seventh or eighth.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think
it
so.
was like
Yeah.
late in the game.
Late
They
in the game.
started to make their comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Got on a little home run streak, knocked some runs in. And then Stephen Kwan had that great infield single.
I predicted that.
You said he doesn't strike out. He has the best strikeout low strikeout percentage in the league.
Well, I certainly one of them. I didn't know for sure, but I knew that was the right guy up there. Which, to my point about putting together winning teams, which I always talk about, you got to have role guys. You got to have guys who will put the ball in play and put pressure on the defense.
Yeah, he's so fast. He kind of took like a chop swing, and he just kind of chopped it in the infield. And
they were playing him to pull.
They were playing to pull, and whoever was at third didn't have enough time to get up there and try to make a play.
Love it. And I love players like Kwan because he plays the game the right way. I mean, he wasn't trying to pull into the shift.
Yeah,
just slap a ball to the left side and get the guy in.
All that needed to be done.
And all that needed to be done, and it worked. So I really enjoyed that and seeing that. I'm glad that he made the All-Star game. The home run derby was interesting.
Wow, hats off to Cal Raleigh. Incredible performance. He was just electric. The ball was just coming off the bat. I mean, it's always really cool when you have catchers, that can swing it like that. Switch hitting catchers, which if you don't know, I used to switch.
How could they not know?
How
could the audience?
We always talk about it. No, he just did great. I mean, everybody else really did awesome. Like O'Neal Cruz hit one 513.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Home run derby. Yeah. What was the coolest thing about Cal Raleigh? I thought was his father threw to him.
Yeah,
and his brother was the catcher.
Yeah.
So they got to have that moment together.
Yeah.
And what was his nickname again? Are we allowed to say it on the air?
Yeah, we don't have to loop it out. It's pretty PG. Big Dumper.
Big Dumper. Great nickname. I'm sure he didn't coin it. I'm sure it was.
You never choose your own nickname.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have a nickname?
Moving on. Yeah, I did have a nickname in college. Cut. No. So the home run derby is always fun, I think, because you get to see some of these guys that you don't normally get to see.
Yeah.
Pounding out home runs. And then who was that kid in the actual game? Going back to the game, who was that young guy from Milwaukee that was throwing 102, 103?
Oh, yeah, Jacob Misiorowski.
I'm sorry.
Jacob Misiorowski. I think I said that right.
Yeah.
It was pretty controversial. He'd only pitched 25 innings in the regular season when he got called up, so really only had a few starts, and they gave him the nod. And I know a lot of players in the league were pretty upset about that. You really want to prove your time. It's not a set cap or limit, but definitely snubbed a lot of guys who may be more deserving or less. I don't know. I mean,
I know Juan Soto was not happy that he didn't make the All-Star.
Right, some Phillies guys.
He was crying. Yeah. What do you think of that?
I think.
Did you hear what he said?
Who?
Juan Soto.
No, what did he say?
He said, yeah, he goes, I really would have liked to be a part of that. I think I left a lot of money on the table there. Now, this is a guy who's making, what, $70 million a year now?
It's like $100,000 every few minutes or something.
He signed a $715 million contract, right? So his response was, yeah, I left a lot of money on the table there. What do they get for making the All-Star game? Like a $500,000 bonus?
Probably.
So, yeah, that is a lot of money. I certainly could use it. But Juan Soto, I think he picks his teeth with $100 bills or $1,000 bills. But that's a weird thing to say.
Right.
And because he's now a Yankee anymore, I don't care.
We don't care. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay.
cry me a river.
No, but I think it's to go back to Mizurowski, Jacob, the Brewers kid.
Yeah,
Some other players maybe more deserving. Soto, Christopher Sanchez, a couple Phillies guys.
yeah.
Some more I'm leaving off, but I mean, it. I heard one of the managers say it was. I can't quite remember the manager's name, but he said this is the entertainment industry for baseball, and who do you want to see? The guy lighting up a 102-mile-an-hour fastball with a 95, 96-mile-an-hour slider, which is unreal. People will pay good money to see that. He's 6'6", and he can sling it that hard. I'd pay good money to see him pitch.
For sure, and they have to have that in mind, and I do get that. But the baseball purist in me is like, hey, the best players
Right.
should go.
Oh, 100%.
We glossed over, but the ABS, the robot umpire,
Automated balls and strikes.
automated
Yeah,
balls and
brought
strikes.
it back from the spring training.
There was like, what did we think, about a half dozen that got overturned, or not overturned, but it was used successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what it's intended to do.
And there was one at the end. If whoever's watching saw, there was one I thought should have been challenged. It was for a strike three call. I think it was. I'm trying to remember who was the hitter. I'm blanking on it, but
yeah.
If you remember who it was, comment down below.
Comment down below.
Yeah, there was one, but every single call was successful when they challenged it for that ABS. So I personally think it should be brought into play. I don't think it slows down the game.
No, the way they did it, it took less than 10 seconds, maybe, or 15
They
seconds.
stopped. They watched the screen where the ball came in. Anybody can challenge a hitter for a ball.
Yeah, I would say this. It does take a little bit away from framing and stuff like that, but you want to get it right. And in a game that was a tied game, it certainly is important to get the balls and strikes correct. So I thought it was successful. It was uneventful. I thought it would be more, I don't know, entertaining, but I guess it doesn't really have to be. It's really just there to get it right.
Yeah, I mean, you see now in the league, way too many guys still being thrown out for calls off the plate that are like 2 inches off.
Yeah.
You understand the ball off the plate. You're like, you can argue it and you might not agree, but bite your tongue and move on. But if it's 2 inches, 3 inches off, or 3 balls off,
right,
that's unreal. Like, that can't happen.
I hate the arguing for balls and strikes. I really hate that part of the game. I don't like it in Little League. I don't like it in high school, college, and certainly the pros. It just looks so, I don't know, weenie-ish. It just looks like you're crying about, getting punched out. And here's the thing. 2 strikes, man. If it's an inch off and the guy missed it, protect. It's an inch off.
Yeah.
I mean, expand the zone a little bit. But if they go to this ABS system, it really will change the game a lot. I think it will really, it's great to get things right. Listen, there's been so many issues with umpires missing calls that, whether it's safe or out or whatever, I think the umpire should be on there for the interpretation of the rules. And if they have ways to do these things fast and not increase the time of the game, then let's get it done. And that's me coming around to this idea.
Okay. Go for a stamp of approval on it for both. Move on.
Well, yep. Stamp of approval. Moving on. Let's talk a little bit about the draft.
Yeah.
Okay. The Major League Draft. Now, you and I didn't study the draft, but we have, I think, some strong opinions on how to evaluate and scout baseball players.
Yeah. The grading system, which really helps. We always kind of go by that and see, what does the future look like for these guys? Are these grades going to hold up? For anybody listening, if you don't know what the grading system is, we've talked about it before. It's 20 to 80.
Yeah.
20 to 80 scale. Most of these top prospects, I can read you off. I'll pull up Ethan Holliday, for example, drafted by the Colorado Rockies, 4th overall. He was committed to Oklahoma State, brother of Jackson Holliday, who's with the Orioles right now, and son of Matt Holliday, MLB veteran and legend. Former veteran. The scouting grade for him is hit 50, power 65, run 50, arm 55, field 50. Overall evaluation grade is 60. So power is the one that stands out the most, and we've seen him hit. We've watched some video.
Yes,
a little bit.
Yeah, he can
on
hit.
His power, and he's taller than Jackson.
Yeah, he's 6'4".
So that power if it's as free and easy as he is in the game, and when he gets up into the minors, you can
Yeah,
kind of get it.
but he's going to be a corner guy in the pros, right? In the
Yeah,
majors.
third and shortstop.
Yeah, he won't make shortstop. He's too big.
Well, Cal Ripken was.
Yeah, and I think the way they think of the position today, they'll move him to a corner because he's a power guy
Yeah.
and he's not an elite defender is what I'm reading. But I could be wrong. I mean, he got a 50 with his glove, right? 50, 55.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's not elite. That's good.
No.
The reason why he was number 4 is power. So let's talk a little bit about that. Now, for those of you who don't know how players get into the major leagues, obviously there's the draft and then there's the player pool, the international player pool that they kind of bid on
Mm-hmm.
players or they offer contracts to.
Yeah.
And what I noticed this year, one of the trends was that, first of all, there were 17 shortstops taken in the first round as a record. Okay. A lot of high school players were taken. Okay. Some teams prefer drafting raw talent out of high school. Some teams prefer drafting proven talent out of college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then, of course, you have the international players. A lot of them get contracts at 16.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on that. Do you really think that you can predict and forecast a player for the major leagues at 16, 17, and 18?
I do. A lot of provers have proven it true.
Yeah.
Soto comes to mind for sure.
Sure, that's a
Drafted
great
really,
example.
signed really early out of the DR. Made his debut when he was like 19.
19, yeah,
And
definitely.
they won the World Series with the Nationals,
Right.
which is crazy. Now he's like 26, 27, still continuing to
older,
dominate. Yeah. So I mean, the guy's been playing 7, 8 years, and he's only 26, 27 in the league. That helps for future,
Right. Who else?
things.
Who else comes to mind as a youngster?
Tatis, right? Is he
Yeah,
signed? Yeah,
I
he
think
was
he
signed
signed
early.
early. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um.
But again, these are international guys. What do you think think now just U.S. Right? They have a
Mhm.
different system of how they play baseball and develop players.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're scouting over in the DR, over in the you know overseas and different countries, these guys go to academies. They do nothing but baseball at 15, 16,
Yeah.
17, 18. That's not the case in the United States.
It's
They go to high
rigorous.
school, they go to college, they have other things that they're doing. So now, just the U.S., would you be more comfortable with drafting a proven college player, hint, hint, or
Mhm.
an unproven high school player?
That's the question. I mean, there were a lot of young players taken in this draft, and a lot of established guys as well. But I think personally, yeah, I think you probably want to go the proven way. Starting them out young is great because you can develop them into the way you see fit for the major league lifestyle. It's a little bit different than college. Um, I think you know it's tough to say, but
I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. Okay,
uh,
so bear with me.
go
It'll be
ahead.
short, but it's gonna be fun. No, it's gonna be. I honestly think that they just fall in love with the power arms, the guys who throw 100, 102,
Yeah,
and then the power home runs. I mean, even Ethan Holliday, and I'm sure he's a fabulous ball player, but it's like power, 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 power. The game is still a game of skill. And listen, if you throw the ball 100 miles an hour over the middle of the plate, they're going to bang you around. If
yeah,
you strike out a third of your at bats, you're really not helping your team that much unless you are hitting like like power numbers. Like you can't strike out a third of the time and
yeah,
be of great value to your team. So to me, it's still a skill game, but they put all the money into these high draft picks that throw 100 miles an hour and hit the ball 500 feet. And I got to tell you,
yeah,
I these guys, there's so many talented players. They really should be looking at mentally tough, well-rounded, strong, and talented players and not just the highest end.
yeah. I 100% agree. I mean, that's one of those attributes. It's hard to find in players, especially so young, still developing.
Right.
Um, to have a mental makeup that's very mature,
Right.
in a game of failure is
Right.
so hard. I mean, if you if you drafted you or me at 18 years old, I mean, I would have crumbled like a piece
No,
of
come
bread.
on.
Oh, grown men yelling at me and cussing at me, and it just would have been really hard. It would have been really difficult. I
Sure.
know how I was, and I mean, I think you would understand. It would be very hard.
Definitely hard, very difficult,
It's a
and
grown man's game.
it is a grown man's game, and you do have to grow up pretty quickly when you get drafted. I've found that and of course they've televised the draft, and it's 20 rounds now,
Yeah,
but then they have like the player pool, international player pool. There's certainly plenty of players that are that are making a lot of money before they've played their first professional game. So
right.
I think it's a lot of pressure. I think also these guys are working out so much they get injured so often. I don't unless they're working with like guys like Eric Cressy and guys who are really looking to protect and give them range of motion as much as power. A lot of these guys just flame out and get injured, and they really don't know. It's like the first time they're experiencing this type of failure.
Yeah, if you don't take care of your arm, your body, uh, you don't recover well,
Right,
your body will break down, and you'll end up getting surgery somewhere.
right,
I mean, it's pretty inevitable. You have to take care of your body. It's such a long stretch. I think that's probably where the younger players get mixed up in, like, I need to get the biggest, I need to get the strongest. Like, you really need to take care of yourself, and definitely get better on the
right,
off season little by little. But if
right,
you don't get better, like way better overnight, like you don't get the scouting grade of a 50 to a 60 overnight, like some guys want to get
right,
higher on the top prospect list
right.
because you want to move up. It's just little by little. You see so many stories like guys that progress up in the league
Well, even the
gradually.
guy that didn't do well in the swing off, Aranda,
Jonathan Rennett, yeah.
he was. It took him like how many years to get to the major leagues?
Oh yeah, it was wow.
A long time. I thought somebody said like 7, 8, 9 years or more. Like I like those stories, and I like the fact he's an all star. I don't like the fact that he was in the swing off, but I like the fact that there's a grinder, and he is
Yeah,
played the game a while, but he wasn't high draft pick. If I'm and correct me if I'm wrong, but what they said about him on the broadcast, I like the guys who are the mid round picks that certainly talented. If you get drafted, and we know players that have not been drafted that are very talented baseball
mm-hmm.
players. So if you get drafted to a major league team, one of their minor league teams to play, you have talent.
Yeah,
So I mean, is there really that much difference in talent between a first rounder and a third rounder? Maybe,
yeah,
but I would say this. I would say they fall in love with the 100-mile-an-hour fastball and the wipeout slider and what do you call it? The RPMs, the Repsodo stuff,
right, yeah, yeah,
right? They fall in love with that stuff, and they fall in love with the raw power. I think that some of these teams, like the Yankees, and the Angels in town, the Trash Pandas, are not doing well, and you wonder about how they're drafting. I'm not taking a shot at the Angels or the Trash Pandas because we love the Trash Pandas.
mm-hmm.
But it's like, hey, if each of their teams in the Angels organization is in last place, single A, double A, and triple A. So the question becomes like, are they missing on some of these players, or some of these players just taking longer to develop? Like, what is the philosophy of a team
Yeah.
that goes into the draft? And that's why I mentioned to you, and I wanted to get your take on proven talent versus just tremendous raw talent.
Yeah, I see that. I think somewhere in the market, I think there's always the hidden gems, like DeGrom. He
Mm-hmm.
was out of Stetson. It was a high round draft pick. He was came out as a shortstop
Right.
and developed as a starting pitcher.
Great example.
One of the great starting pitchers
Great
in the
example.
game today.
Yeah.
But I think like KBO, international baseball, Dominican baseball, NPB baseball. Um, I think having guys develop over there. We used to talk about the Brewers lefty, like
Hater.
no, like 8 to 10 years ago. We talked about this guy.
Oh,
I
okay.
just came to mind, but he went over there.
Went
I'm talking about?
overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big lefty. He struggled in the majors for the first few years he was there, and went over to the KBO. Played like 2, 3 seasons. Did great, phenomenal. I'm blanking on all these names right now, but um, it'll come back to me in a minute maybe. But he came back and he just phenomenal. There's
Right.
something you learned.
Yeah. Well, they develop you when you play overseas. Especially in Japan, which is the NBP
NPB,
NPB.
Japan, Korea's KBO.
You go into an
N
N
NPB,
PB. You go into one of those
the
programs, one of
Nippon
those
Professional
teams.
Baseball League.
Yes, they work on your bunting, they work on your fielding,
Yes,
they are like they don't care if you're
all around. Yeah,
in their majors. They're gonna teach you the game. I don't know what they do with the Yankees in the spring training because Boone seems to have them playing sloppy baseball. They got a little bit better there before the break. Let's see how they do.
it's a long season. The Tigers seem to found some sort of stretch going on.
Yes. So
Where yeah,
before we wrap this episode up, I would like to get your take on what you're expecting in the second half, and then we'll
yeah,
say goodbye to our viewers and
right.
listeners.
What do I expect for the rest of the 2025 season? I think the Tigers are probably going to make more off-season trade acquisitions.
Okay.
I think they probably will get stronger and continue to dominate the league.
Mm-hmm.
I hope and pray that the Yankees can sign a good third baseman and another pitcher, and hopefully get a little stronger and get some guys healthy. That
Right.
would be great. I'll be back in the hunt right now. We're kind of, like I said, playing a little sloppy, making some errors. Our team batting average is pretty low.
Especially if you take out Judge,
Yeah,
355.
he's an anomaly. I think he'll be great. The Red Sox in our division are probably going to start making a little bit more of a comeback there. They got some guys healthy again.
They do,
which is kind of scary.
I think the Yankees will run away with it, at least win by 5 games if they get Eugenio Suarez.
Eugenio,
Him.
same guy.
Sorry, Eugenio. What is his name?
Eugenio.
Sorry, Eugenio. If we get him and we get a starting pitcher, I would like a number 3. I'm not saying that Will Warren and Schlittler won't do okay.
Yeah, well,
but Stroman, no go. Eel, who knows? He looked good apparently in his warm tune-up games.
And what about the Dodgers and Padres?
Dodgers will win.
Giants.
Padres will get in on a wild card.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants though too. They're always pretty good.
That'll be a slugfest at the end. Tigers though, they look like the team to beat in the American League.
Yeah, they do.
They do. They look really, really tough. Great pitching, and I think they are well rounded in their hitting.
Yeah.
So I think they're really the team to beat in the American League, and the Dodgers still the team to beat.
Same with the Astros too. They're kind of making their.
Yeah, they're playing good ball, but they may not have enough. They don't have Alvarez back, do they? Is he back?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I know their pitching has been pretty stout.
Yeah.
I really would have liked to see Hunter Brown in the All-Star game. Actually, thinking about it now, he's been doing really great this season.
So we'll have more comments on the rest of the Major League season. We wanted to kind of share with you our thoughts at the midseason of the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of the time when people, pause, think about what's happened in the first half, and then get ready for the second half and then push towards the World Series.
And I don't know if we didn't say it at the beginning.
We didn't say it at the beginning.
Our happy 1-year anniversary of this podcast, All Things Baseball.
All Things Baseball started 1 year ago this week, right?
Yeah.
So happy birthday, happy anniversary to us.
Happy anniversary. We're going to see a Yankee game on Sunday.
We're going to see a Yankee game at Truist.
At Truist, where the All-Star game was.
Yep. So we'll see that. And, thanks for watching and listening. And like and subscribe. It helps the algorithm.
Yes.
And thank you.